If one searches for information regarding sustainability, particularly as it relates to agriculture, it is quickly apparent that there is not a perfect consensus on a single definition. However, there are commonalities across definitions. Most agree sustainability encompasses more than just environmental impacts. Rather, sustainability is about a balance of economic, environmental, and social issues. Additionally, most agree that sustainability encompasses a long-term perspective. In 1987, the UN World Commission on Environment and Development published a report called Our Common Future. The report contained an influential and oft-repeated definition of sustainable development. In the report, sustainable development was defined as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Combining the idea that sustainability is about the long-term resilience and durability of a system, and it encompasses economics, social, and environmental issues, beef sustainability can be defined as follows: producing safe, affordable, and high-quality beef while ensuring long-term business viability for beef producers, stewardship of natural resources, and responsibility to community, family, and the animals. Sustainability is about finding a balance across the different components of sustainability. However, it's important to note that the balance is not the same for each beef producer, nor a single producer over time. This is because the variability of climates, the resources available to producers, and markets change over time. For example, in Oklahoma, the normal precipitation totals vary across the state from over 50 inches in the southeastern part of the state, with its humid subtropical climate, to less than 20 inches in the Oklahoma Panhandle, which is in a semi-arid climate. The most sustainable beef production system in the two regions will not be exactly the same due to these differences in climate, which translate into differences in forage availability, quality, and the carrying capacity per acre in terms of beef animals that can be supported per acre. The increased attention to sustainable animal agriculture in recent decades is related to concern about environmental impacts and the challenge of meeting increased demand for food due to increasing global population and affluence. The world population has increased from less than 1 billion persons in 1800 to over 7 billion today. It is projected that the world population will exceed 9 billion people by the year 2050. In addition to these increases in human population, it is well documented as individual incomes increase, per capita meat consumption will also increase. Thus, it is projected that globally, animal protein demand will increase 70% by 2050 relative to 2005. However, this is not to say that global animal protein consumption will increase equally across the globe, or that across animal proteins, for example, across dairy products versus red meat. For example, in the United States, meat availability, including all red meat, poultry, and fish combined, has actually declined from 185 in 2004 to 167 grams of meat per capita per day in 2013. The certain increasing demand for animal protein presents a challenge for the beef industry and all of agriculture. We only have one planet Earth, and while many of the natural resources that agriculture relies on naturally cycle through the Earth system, for example the water cycle, there are inherent limitations to resource bases. The finite reality of the natural resources that beef and all agricultural production relies on has led to an increased interest in the idea of sustainably intensifying production. Sustainable intensification is increasing outputs, for example, the pounds of beef produced, per unit of input, for example, the feed consumed by cattle, while also paying attention to critical components of sustainability, such as total freshwater use, the effect of agriculture on rural communities and economies, and the welfare of animals. Sustainably intensifying production should spare land and other natural resources for natural ecological purposes, thereby maintaining or enhancing important aspects such as biodiversity, while still meeting the food demand and security needs of a growing world population. The intensification and reduced environmental impacts of beef production are due to improvements in the production efficiency of beef. These include genetic improvements of animals, for example, selecting animals that are more efficient at converting feed resources into body weight gain, advancements in animal nutrition, the reproduction efficiency of animals, improvements in animal health, and the use of biotechnologies that can increase the efficiency of animal growth. So, if beef production has already made historical strides to reduce its environmental impact, why is it so difficult to agree upon what sustainability means or how to become more sustainable? Sustainable animal agriculture is what is called a wicked problem. This is not to say that animal agriculture itself is somehow wicked or evil. Rather, the challenge of defining and improving sustainability is a problem that can be classified as wicked. Wicked problems were first defined in the social planning academic literature by Riddle and Weber in 1973 to describe some of the most pressing social and political challenges at the time, such as poverty. Peterson further refined the definition of wicked problems in 2013 and described why sustainable animal agriculture could be viewed as such. As Peterson defines and delineates the attributes of wicked problems, we can see how sustainability in animal agriculture could be viewed as such. Also, the wicked problem concept explains in large part why there's such disagreement about what sustainability means and what the best course of action to make agriculture more sustainable is. Take, for example, the point or the criteria of wicked problems that stakeholders have different ways of looking at the problem, in this case, sustainability. An individual beef producer may be most concerned with making sure their operation is economically viable and that they are able to pass on the farm or ranch to the next generation. As such, beef producer may deem those aspects of sustainability most important. Conversely, an individual consumer may weigh the affordability and quality of beef as the most important attributes of sustainability because feeding their family is on the forefront of their mind. Both the consumer and beef producer may recognize each other's top concerns, but they are viewing the sustainability of the beef industry through a different lens. These differences in value judgments of stakeholders involved in agriculture, which include everyone from producers to eaters, along with the complexity of agriculture and the beef industry, make sustainability a challenge to agree upon. However, if all parties involved in a discussion are aware of these different value judgments, it can make a difference in avoiding argumentative outcomes such as I'm right and you're wrong. With the challenges of sustainability in mind, it's instructive to return to our earlier definition of beef sustainability: producing safe, affordable, and high-quality beef while ensuring long-term business viability for beef producers, stewardship of natural resources, and responsibility to community, family, and the animals. Captured within this definition are points that would appeal to both those on the consumer and the producer ends of the beef supply chain. Additionally, this definition is not prescriptive. There are many different types of production systems, such as conventional, grass-fed, or finished, and organic systems that can meet these criteria. Sustainability is not just about one way of doing things. Rather, it's about continuously improving so both the needs of the present and future generations can be met.